Here I'm going to tell you a story where the power of just one yes transformed a person's entire life. So, ready, fasten your seatbelt to hear one of the most fascinating and inspiring life journeys of an extraordinary person. So, let us hear the story. One morning in 2003, Professor David Dent, a world renowned surgeon, announced at the Cape Town Medical University auditorium that we are awarding an honorary degree in medicine to the man who created the most number of surgeons in the world. So, the Master of Medicine honorary degree was awarded to Mr. Hamilton Naki. The surprising thing was, Mr. Naki never attended school in his life, and nor could he read or write a word of English. Let us know more about Mr. Hamilton Naki's background. Hamilton was born in a remote village in Cape Town, and his parents were shepherds. He roamed in mountains barefoot all day. His father fell ill, so he moved to Cape Town to join the university as a laborer. He sent home his earnings, and when he got home after a hard day's work, he used to sleep on the open ground chewing gram to fill his stomach. Hamilton worked many years as a laborer, and then he moved to mowing the tennis court each day for 3 years. But life took a strange turn, and he reached a point in medical science where no one else has ever reached. So, what happened? It so happened that Professor Robert Goetz, while researching giraffes, needed a strong man to keep the giraffe's neck tight during the operation. Professor Goetz ordered Hamilton, who was then mowing the ground, to grab the giraffe's neck. Hamilton held the giraffe's neck for 8 hours, after which he quietly started mowing the lawn. Impressed with his sincerity, Professor asked Hamilton every day to grab the giraffe's neck. Hamilton worked 2 jobs for many months but didn't demand any additional compensation. Impressed with Hamilton's perseverance and sincerity, Professor Goetz promoted him to the post of a lab assistant. From there, Hamilton made steady progress. In 1958, Dr. Bernard came to the university to start heart transplant operations, and Hamilton assisted him to become an additional surgeon from an assistant. Now, when the doctors finished the operations, he was given the stitching task, and he did impeccably at an average of 50 patients per day. Hamilton started understanding the human body more than the surgeons, so senior doctors asked him to teach surgery techniques to junior doctors. Soon he became an important figure in the university. Despite being unfamiliar with the terms of medical science, he was an excellent surgeon. In 1970, when research on the liver began, he identified one liver artery during surgery which made liver transplantation easier. His observations stunned the great minds of medical science. The reward of each successful liver operation in any corner of the world goes directly to Hamilton. This is an outstanding achievement for any medical profession. Hamilton's achievement was a result of his perseverance. In 50 years at the University of Cape Town, he never took a holiday. He would leave home at 3 a.m. and walk 14 miles to enter the operation theatre exactly at 6 a.m. People fixed their watches with his time. He was the first illiterate teacher of medical history, first illiterate surgeon to train 30,000 surgeons during his lifetime. It is customary for surgeons who pass out of the university to visit his grave at the university to take a picture and then get into practice. A phenomenal life with a humongous achievement only due to one yes that he said the first time he was offered work, that is, to hold a giraffe's neck. So, what are some key learnings from the incredible life journey of Hamilton Naki from a gardener to the topmost surgeon and a teacher to other graduating surgeons? The first learning is always look to add value in whatever you do. In each job that Hamilton took up, he applied his own mind and effort. He was given the responsibility of stitching after surgery. He did that impeccably, that too at an average of 50 patients in a day. Hamilton added value to each work he was given, no matter how trivial and small it would be. Hamilton never rejected any work or offer. When a surgeon asked him to hold the giraffe during the operation, while his job was actually to mow the garden, he did not refuse. So, the takeaway is never restrict your work to just your job profile. Get out of your defined role and do something extra, add value to your work. The second important learning is to not limit yourself to your existing skills and responsibility. Move out of your comfort zone. Every work that Hamilton was given was new to him and he had no knowledge and skills about it. Imagine moving from just holding a giraffe during a surgery to assisting surgeons, further stitching the patients post-surgery and then teaching young surgeons. In all these transitions, he had to move out of his comfort zone. He never denied any role just because he did not know how to do it. He always said yes. If you have the will to do any work, you can start it anytime and nothing can stop you. Now comes the third and the most critical learning, that is to focus on continuous improvement. The key to achieving the highest goal is to keep improving at each stage. Growth leads to compounding success. Just like Hamilton, we should endeavor to keep improving our work. Each task that was entrusted to him was done with utmost interest and precision. He learned about anatomy just by observing and learned to operate. At each stage, he kept improving to an extent that no one could deny his expertise. Learn or improve each day. Even a 1% improvement every day seems very small, has a huge impact in the long run. Another excellent learning is aim to reach the next milestone. Instead of aiming for the grand goal, try to reach the next milestone. Achieving smaller goals bit by bit will lead you ultimately to the biggest goal. Focus on the next milestone and do not look too far. This is what Hamilton aimed to do. Right from being a shepherd to the best surgeon, he looked out for the next immediate goal. Progressing gradually from laborer to lab assistant to doing stitches to teaching surgeons. He surely didn't aim to become a surgeon directly after assisting the surgeon when holding a giraffe in the operation theatre. Last but not the least is, do not look for a job, but look for work. Every job is based on a criterion, and the job is available to someone who meets the criteria, while the opportunity to work is available to everyone. No one can stop you from starting any work. Hamilton found this secret. He gave importance to work rather than the job. If he had applied for a surgeon's job, he would never become a surgeon as he was illiterate. But he chose to put the hoe down and hold the giraffe's neck to ultimately become a surgeon, creating history. People search for jobs with a huge salary, designation, or benefits, but no focus on work. Start working like Hamilton to become successful. At Walmart, a cart pusher and even a bagger can become a store manager, a vice president, and even the CEO. So, we look at the summary of learnings. Never restrict your work to just your job profile. Get out of your defined role and do something extra. Add value to your work. Never deny any role just because you don't know how to do it. Always say yes and challenge your comfort zone. Instead of aiming at the grand goal, try to reach the next milestone. Learn or improve each day. Even 1% improvement every day has a huge impact in the long run. Look for work, any work. Do not wait for a job. If you do your work diligently, job will follow you. Thank you for listening.